The text from my mother arrived at 9:43 on a Thursday night. The glow from my phone cut through the darkness of my bedroom like a knife. $2,700 for the cabin weekend. Everyone's chipping in. Your share is $900. Send it by tomorrow so I can confirm the booking. I stared at those words until they blurred. 4 days ago, my son Ethan had blown out 7 candles on his birthday cake. Alone. Just him and me. Again. 5 years in a row, my family had found reasons not to come. 5 years of watching my little boy's face fall when the doorbell stayed silent. I looked at the group chat, scrolled up, saw my mother's earlier message about the guest list. Carol, Jessica, Tom, Madison, Harper, Amanda, Scott, Chloe. 9 people total. I counted twice. My son and I weren't on it. My fingers moved before my brain could stop them. I opened my banking app and sent $1. In the notes section, I typed, "Wrong guest list." My heart hammered against my ribs as I watched the payment confirmation appear on screen. $1 sent. The reality of what I'd just done hit me like ice water, but instead of regret, I felt something else rising in my chest. Clarity. For the first time in 5 years, absolute clarity. My phone started vibrating almost immediately, Mom calling. I watched her name flash across the screen once, twice, 3 times. Each call I ignored felt like taking back a piece of myself I'd given away without realizing it. The voicemails piled up, but I didn't listen. Instead, the group chat exploded with messages. "Jessica, what's wrong with you? It's just $2,700. Amanda, Jamie, seriously? We all agreed on this trip." I stared at that word. All. They had all agreed, without asking me, without including us. They had planned an entire family vacation and simply expected me to fund my own exclusion. Something inside me snapped. I opened my banking app again, this time with purpose. The family emergency account glowed on my screen. The one Mom had set up 3 years ago. The one she said was for all of us. For times when any family member needed help. My hands steadied as I scrolled through the transaction history. $850. Madison's dance camp charged 2 months ago. $1,200. Harper's summer program 3 months back. $675. Chloe's cheerleading uniform and fees, just last month. $2,100. Family dinner at the steakhouse. The date made my stomach lurch. 1 week ago, the exact day of Ethan's 7th birthday, I kept scrolling, my breath coming faster. Month after month of charges. Swimming lessons for Madison. Art supplies for Harper. Soccer equipment for Chloe. A new tablet for the girls to share during car rides. Tickets to the Children's Museum. Admission to the water park. The zoo. The aquarium. Not a single expense for Ethan. Not one. I pulled up my automatic transfer settings. $3,000. Every single month for the past 36 months, auto-deposited from my checking account into this family fund. $108,000. I had contributed $108,000. I checked the contribution history for my sisters. Jessica's deposits, 0. Amanda's deposits, 0. The memory hit me like a physical blow. Last year, I'd called Mom the week before Ethan's 6th birthday. My voice had been so small, so hopeful. "Can you come to his party? Just for an hour? Please? Honey, Madison has her recital that day. You understand, right? Jessica's been planning it for months. The year before that, Amanda's taking Chloe to the zoo on Saturday. It's the same day as Ethan's party. You know how hard it is to coordinate schedules with kids. And the year before that, Harper has a doctor's appointment. Jessica can't reschedule. You know how pediatricians are. Every year, a different excuse. Every year, another child's event taking priority. Every year, my son's face trying so hard not to cry as we put away the extra plates and party favors that would never be used. I opened the family vacation fund next. $18,500 sat in the account. I'd contributed $12,000 over the years. The rest came from the inheritance Grandma left, specifically designated for all grandkids. Equal shares for equal grandchildren, she'd written in her will. A new notification popped up. Pending transaction. $2,700. Cabin rental, Lakeview Retreat. I clicked through to the booking confirmation that Mom had accidentally forwarded to the group chat last week. The guest list was right there in the reservation details. Adult guests: Carol Henderson, Jessica Morrison, Thomas Morrison, Amanda Schultz, Scott Schultz. Child guests: Madison Morrison, Harper Morrison, Chloe Schultz. Total occupancy: 8. We weren't even considered. Not forgotten, not overlooked. Deliberately excluded. My jaw clenched so hard it ached. I navigated to the account settings. As co-owner, I had full access. My finger hovered over the lock account button. I thought about Ethan sleeping down the hall, about how he'd stopped asking why his cousins didn't come to his parties, about how he'd drawn a picture last month in art class titled My Family, and it was just the two of us, holding hands, standing alone on the page. I locked the account. Then I transferred my $12,000 out of the vacation fund into my personal savings. I blocked Mom's access to both accounts. I flagged the cabin rental charge as unauthorized. The phone screen showed 11:47 p.m. My hands weren't shaking anymore. Within 3 minutes, my phone lit up like a firework display. 15 missed calls. The group chat became a wall of capital letters and exclamation points. Jessica. Jamie, what did you do? Amanda. The cabin charge got declined. Jamie, what is happening? Mom. Young lady, call me right now. This is unacceptable. Jessica. Are you seriously going to ruin our family vacation over money? Amanda. This is so immature. We're trying to have a nice family trip and you're being selfish. My fingers flew across the keyboard. I typed one message and sent it before I could second-guess myself. Sorry, the family emergency fund is for family emergencies. Skipping my son's birthday 5 years straight while I fund everyone else's children doesn't count as family. I muted the group chat. The silence felt like oxygen after drowning. I walked down the hall to Ethan's room. He was sprawled across his bed, one arm hanging off the side, his mouth slightly open in that way that always made my heart melt. 7 years old. 7 birthdays. 5 of them spent wondering why he wasn't enough for his own family to show up. I'd been funding my own exclusion, paying for the privilege of being forgotten. Not anymore. I crawled into my own bed, feeling something I hadn't felt in years. Power, control, the absolute certainty that I'd done the right thing. My phone buzzed one more time. Mom, you'll regret this. We'll fix this tomorrow. I typed back, no, you will. Then I turned off my phone and slept better than I had in 5 years. Sunlight streamed through my bedroom window when I woke up. For exactly 3 seconds, I felt peaceful. Then I remembered what I'd done, and my stomach dropped. I reached for my phone. 47 missed calls. 89 text messages. 12 voicemails. I sat up slowly, my pulse quickening. The first voicemail was from Mom, time-stamped at 6:15 a.m. Her voice trembled, thick with tears. Jamie, please. The cabin owner is threatening to cancel. We'll lose the deposit. Think about Madison. Think about Harper. Think about Chloe. They've been looking forward to this for weeks. Please, honey. I noticed she still hadn't mentioned Ethan. The second voicemail was Jessica, her tone ice cold. This is childish, Jamie. We're family. You're hurting the kids. Over what? Your pride? Grow up. I deleted them all without listening to the rest. Ethan padded into my room at 7:30, his hair sticking up in 12 different directions. Morning, Mom. He climbed into bed next to me, warm and sleepy and perfect. Morning, buddy. I kissed the top of his head, breathing in the scent of his strawberry shampoo. At breakfast, he asked the question that shattered me. Are we going to Grandma's this weekend? Not this time, sweetheart. Oh, okay. He didn't even look surprised, just nodded and went back to his cereal. I remembered last year after his party. He'd been 6 years old, sitting at this same table, asking why nobody came. I'd lied to him. They were busy, baby. They love you so much. They just had other things they had to do. He'd believed me then. Now he just accepted it as fact. I got him ready for school, kissed him goodbye, and drove to work with my chest feeling like it might crack open. At my desk by 9, I tried to focus on spreadsheets and quarterly reports. I'm a financial analyst at a mid-sized firm, and usually numbers calm me. Not today. At 10:17, an email arrived from Mom. The subject line read, disappointed. I opened it. Jamie, I raised you better than this. Family means sacrifice. It means putting others before yourself. Your sisters have 3 children between them. You only have 1. We included you in the cost split equally because we treat everyone equally. That's what family does. We don't keep score. We don't hold grudges. We love each other unconditionally. I never thought I'd see the day when my own daughter would be so cruel to her own mother and sisters. Your father would be ashamed. My hands started shaking. I read it again. Equally, she'd used that word twice. I did the math. $2,700 divided by 3 sisters. $900 each. But Mom's family was 1 person. Jessica's family was 4 people. Amanda's family was 3. My family was 2. Per person cost. I'd be paying $450 per person. Jessica would pay $225 per person. Amanda would pay $300 per person. Equal cost, unequal burden. Story of my life. At 11:32, my work phone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. Massa Jamie Brooks? Yes? This is Stacy from First National Bank, Fraud Department. I'm calling regarding some disputed transactions on your accounts. My mouth went dry. I initiated those disputes. Those charges were unauthorized. Actually, Miss Brooks, the fraud report was filed by Carol Henderson. She's listed as a co-owner on the affected accounts. She's reporting that you made unauthorized transfers and account restrictions without consent of the other family members. The room tilted. My mother had reported me for fraud. Stacy's voice continued, professional and detached. Did you transfer $12,000 from an account ending in 4792? Yes. Did you lock an account ending in 8834? Yes. Did you block a user named Carol Henderson from accessing these accounts? Yes. But I'm the primary account holder. I'm the only one who's ever deposited money into those accounts. A pause. I'm looking at the transaction history now. Can you hold, please? I held. My office suddenly felt too small, too bright, too exposed. What if the bank sided with Mom? What if they thought I'd actually stolen money? Could I go to jail for taking back my own money? Miss Brooks? Stacy's voice returned. I need to ask you something. Are you aware that someone filed a report with our bank claiming you've been financially abused? What? Who? I can't disclose that information yet, but I need to inform you that your accounts are now under investigation. We're freezing all transactions on all associated accounts pending review. This is standard protocol. My personal account, too? All accounts associated with the reported activity. You'll receive formal notice within 24 hours. The call ended. I stared at my computer screen, not seeing it. Frozen. All my accounts frozen. Rent was due in 5 days. $1,850. Ethan's after-school program payment was due tomorrow. $340. We needed groceries. The fridge was nearly empty. I checked my wallet. $127 in cash. My phone buzzed. Jessica in the group chat. Mom had to file a fraud report. You left her no choice. Unfreeze the accounts now, or we're getting a lawyer. Amanda. I can't believe you'd steal from your own mother. Dad would be ashamed. Then Mom posted a screenshot. Elder Financial Abuse Hotline, with a message. I hope it doesn't come to this. They were threatening to accuse me of elder abuse. I left work at 1, telling my supervisor I had a family emergency. Not a lie. I drove straight to the bank, gripping the steering wheel so hard my knuckles went white. I'd stood up for myself, for Ethan, and now I was being punished for it. But when I thought about my son's face, about 5 years of disappointment, about $108,000 spent on everyone's children except mine, I knew I couldn't back down. I just didn't know how to fight back. The bank lobby smelled like air conditioning and anxiety. I checked in with the receptionist, clutching my laptop bag like a lifeline. Mr. Peterson will see you now. She gestured to a glass-walled office in the corner. Dennis Peterson stood when I entered. Mid-50s, steel gray hair, kind eyes behind wire-rimmed glasses. Miss Brooks, please, sit. I understand you're here about the frozen accounts. I need to show you something. My voice came out steadier than I felt. I opened my laptop on his desk, pulling up the spreadsheet I'd created during my lunch break. 3 years of the Family Emergency Fund, color-coded and categorized. My deposits highlighted in blue. $108,000 in neat monthly increments. Carol's deposits in red, 0. Jessica's deposits in green, 0. Amanda's deposits in yellow, 0. Then the withdrawals. Madison's dance camp, summer programs, music lessons, $24,500. Harper's activities, sports equipment, art classes, $18,200. Chloe's cheerleading, birthday parties, field trips, $21,800. Mom's household emergencies, car repairs, home maintenance, $12,400. Ethan's expenses, 0. Mr. Peterson's eyebrows climbed higher with each column. These are significant discrepancies. I clicked to the next tab. Calendar invitations for Ethan's birthdays. 5 years of events. Every single one marked declined from Carol Henderson, Jessica Morrison, Amanda Schultz. But I'd cross-referenced them with social media posts. Look at the dates. I pointed to Ethan's 6th birthday party invitation. April 16th, 2 years ago. Then I pulled up Mom's Facebook page, cached screenshot from that same day. Best Grandma Day at Madison's dance recital. Photo of Mom beaming next to my niece in a sparkly costume. I showed him Jessica's Instagram from last year's party date. Family fun day with our favorite girl, Mom, Amanda, and all 3 cousins at the zoo. Ethan's 7th birthday, the date stamp read. 3 years ago, Amanda's Facebook check-in. Harper's soccer championship. So proud. The timestamp matched Ethan's 4th birthday party. Mr. Peterson leaned back in his chair. And your son? Never got a single visit. I kept my voice level. Not once in 5 years. He was quiet for a moment. Miss Brooks, I probably shouldn't tell you this. He glanced at the door, then continued. Mrs. Henderson came in yesterday morning, before you locked the accounts. My blood turned cold. What? She tried to remove you as co-owner from both the emergency fund and the vacation fund. She claimed you were financially unstable and misusing family funds. He folded his hands on his desk. I declined because you're the primary account holder and the sole contributor to both accounts. That's likely why she filed the fraud report. She tried to cut me out first, before I'd even locked anything. This wasn't retaliation. This was premeditated. The fraud investigation will take 3 to 5 business days. Mr. Peterson pulled up something on his computer. But, based on what you've shown me, I can expedite the review. What about my personal account? I have rent due Friday. Let me make some calls. He stepped out of his office. I sat there, staring at my spreadsheet, at the evidence of 5 years of being used. My phone rang. Unknown number again. I answered without thinking. Jamie, it's Ryan. My ex-husband's voice stopped my heart. We'd been divorced for 6 years, barely spoke except about Ethan's custody schedule. Why are you calling? Your mom called me. His voice was careful. She said you're having a mental breakdown, that you're refusing to support the family, and they had to report you to the bank. That's not what's happening. My throat tightened. She said you stole money from family accounts, that you're being irrational and they're worried about Ethan's stability. Did she mention they've skipped Ethan's birthday 5 years straight? Silence on the other end. What? I told him everything. The parties, the fund, the cabin trip, the exclusion. My voice cracked once, but I kept going. When I finished, Ryan exhaled slowly. Jesus, Jamie, I had no idea. I'm sorry. Another pause. Look, I know we didn't end well, but I believe you. Do you need help? I can cover rent this month if you're stuck. For Ethan, pride wrestled with practicality. I'll let you know. Mr. Peterson returned as I hung up. Good news. I can unfreeze your personal account by end of business today. It's clearly separate from the disputed family accounts. Relief flooded through me. The shared accounts will remain frozen until the investigation concludes. However, he hesitated. Mrs. Henderson has requested a formal mediation meeting with lawyers. Lavers? She's claiming the funds in the vacation account were partially from your father's estate, money held in trust for all 3 sisters and your mother. He looked at me carefully. Is that true? The memory surfaced, sharp and painful. Dad had died 8 years ago. Sudden heart attack at 62. In his will, he'd left $45,000 to be split equally. $15,000 to each daughter. Mom had suggested keeping it together. We were all grieving, barely functional. Let's put it in one account for family vacations, she'd said. Family emergencies, so we can help each other. We're all we have left now. I'd agreed. We all had. Over the years, Jessica withdrew her $15,000 for a house down payment 4 years ago. Amanda took hers for a new car 3 years back. I'd never touched mine. Instead, I kept adding to it. Current balance before my withdrawal, $18,500. My $15,000 from Dad, plus my additional $12,000 in contributions, plus minimal interest. If she can prove her claim, Mr. Peterson said gently, you may have to return $15,000 to the shared account. But I only took $12,000. I understand. But if $15,000 of that balance is technically inheritance held jointly, then $7,000 was yours to take outright, and $5,000 might be disputed. I need a lawyer. The words felt like admitting defeat. I recommend it. Your personal account will be unfrozen by 6 p.m. today. I left the bank at 4:30, sat in my car, and called the only person I could think of. Taylor, my college roommate, now a paralegal in family law. She answered on the second ring. Jamie, long time. What's up? I broke down, completely fell apart. Told her everything between sobs I couldn't control. Oh, honey, okay. Listen, I'm not a lawyer, but I know someone. Jennifer Green. She's amazing with family law cases. Let me text you her number. Then, quieter. This sounds like financial abuse. Have you heard that term? The bank mentioned it. Your family has been exploiting you for years. You know that, right? At 5, I picked up Ethan from after-school care. He climbed into the car, backpack dragging. Hi, Mom. How was school? I tried to smile. Good. We learned about families in social studies. I drew our family. He pulled out a piece of construction paper. My heart stopped. It was me and Ethan, holding hands, smiling. Just us. No grandma, no aunts, no cousins. Just our little family of 2. Is this okay? He looked worried. It's perfect, baby. I meant it. It's absolutely perfect. At home, at 6:03, my phone buzzed. Bank notification. Account restrictions lifted. Personal account available. Balance, $4,247. Enough for rent, for groceries, for breathing room. Then a text from Mom. Mediation is scheduled for Friday, 2 p.m. at Harmon and Associates Law Office. Be there or we proceed without you. I looked at Ethan's drawing, already stuck to the refrigerator with a magnet. I texted back, I'll be there. This was war now. But I was ready to fight. Tuesday morning at 9 a.m., I walked into Jennifer Green's office. It was smaller than I expected, tucked into a converted house downtown, but warm. Bookshelves lined with legal texts, a desk covered in neat stacks of files, and Jennifer herself, sharp-eyed and 40-something, with an expression that said she'd seen everything. Taylor told me about your situation. She gestured to the chair across from her desk. Tell me everything. Start from the beginning. I did. 45 minutes of birthdays and bank accounts and betrayal. She took notes in neat handwriting, occasionally asking questions. When I finished, she set down her pen. Okay. First, you're not crazy. Second, this is financial exploitation. Third, your mother is smart. She's framing this as you being the problem. She leaned forward. The inheritance angle is tricky. Shared accounts can get complicated in court. But tell me about the other withdrawals. The $15,000 your sisters took. Jessica took hers 4 years ago for a down payment. Amanda took hers 3 years ago for a car. Did they take only their inheritance? Or more? I don't know. I wasn't paying close attention back then. We need those records. Can you get them? The account's frozen, but I still have viewing access online. Print everything. Every transaction going back to when the account opened. 8 years of statements. I spent Tuesday afternoon at the library, not wanting Ethan to see me stressed. I logged into the vacation fund account and started printing, page after page of transactions. I grabbed 3 different colored highlighters and started marking. Dad's initial deposit, $45,000 8 years ago, right there in black and white. The date was 2 weeks after his funeral. Jessica's withdrawal, $18,700, not $15,000. I highlighted it in pink and checked the date, 4 years ago. Amanda's withdrawal. $17,200. Not $15,000 either. Yellow highlighter. 3 years ago. They'd each taken more than their share. I did the math. 15,000 times 3 is 45,000. They should have taken 30,000 total, but they'd taken 35,900, nearly $6,000 over. That left 9,100 of Dad's original money, plus my deposits over the years, 12,000. Total should be 21,100. But the balance before I withdrew had been 18,500. Where did $2,600 go? I scrolled more carefully, looking for smaller withdrawals I'd missed. There, Carol Henderson. $400, notation. Madison School Supplies. $600, Harper Dental Work. $350, Chloe Birthday Gift. $800, Family Dinner. More and more small amounts. I tallied them up. $2,600 exactly. Mom had been slowly draining Dad's money for the other grandkids. Money that was supposed to be for all grandchildren equally. Money she'd promised would benefit everyone. Never Ethan. Never once. I called Jennifer at 7 that night from my car, parked outside our apartment while Ethan played at the neighbors. I found something. I told her about the excess withdrawals, about Mom's slow drain. This is good, Jennifer sounded excited. This shows a pattern of unequal treatment and misuse of estate funds. It also proves they violated the spirit of your father's will. How much did you contribute beyond your inheritance? 12,000. And you took back 12,000? Exactly 12,000. Perfect. You didn't touch anyone else's money. You took precisely what you put in. Wednesday morning, an email arrived from Harmon and Associates. Subject: mediation terms, review required. I opened the PDF attachment with shaking hands. Settlement agreement draft. Terms: Jamie Brooks agrees to return $12,000 to the vacation fund within 10 business days. Jamie Brooks agrees to continue contributing $3,000 monthly to the Family Emergency Fund. Jamie Brooks agrees to equitable distribution of family resources as determined by family consensus. Jamie Brooks drops all claims of financial abuse or mistreatment. Jamie Brooks issues a written apology to Carol Henderson, Jessica Morrison, and Amanda Schultz for false accusations and financial disruption. Failure to comply will result in legal action for theft, fraud, and elder financial abuse. Deadline to sign: Thursday, 5 p.m. If unsigned, lawsuit will be filed Friday morning. They were trying to bully me into surrendering before mediation even started. I forwarded it to Jennifer and called her immediately. She laughed when she read it. Oh, they're scared. This is a classic intimidation tactic. They know they're on weak legal ground. Do not sign anything. What do I do? We're going to mediation, and we're bringing our own terms. We spent Wednesday afternoon drafting my counteroffer. Jennifer asked the question that mattered most. What do you want from this, Jamie? Really? I thought about it. I want my son to matter. I want them to acknowledge what they did. Legally speaking, what do you want? I want my $12,000. I want out of all shared accounts. I want them to leave me alone. Reasonable. More than reasonable, actually. She started typing. Here's what I'm thinking. My terms. Jamie keeps the $12,000 as reimbursement for her contributions. All shared accounts are permanently closed. Each person receives their remaining inheritance portion, if any. Jamie is removed from all future family financial obligations. No apology required from any party. Clean financial break. You're not asking for the $108,000 they took from the emergency fund? Jennifer looked at me. I don't want their money. I just want out. At 8 p.m., Wednesday, my phone buzzed. Amanda, can we talk? Just you and me? I showed the text to Jennifer. We were still on the phone, going over mediation strategy. Could be a trap. Could be genuine. Your call. I decided to call her. She answered on the first ring. Her voice was shaking. Jamie, I didn't know. Didn't know what? About Ethan's birthdays. Mom always said you preferred small celebrations. Just you and him. That you didn't want us there. That's a lie. I know. Amanda was crying. I found the calendar invites. You invited us every year. Every single year. Silence between us. heavy with 5 years of missed parties. Mom showed me your text, the one about the family emergency fund. I started looking at the accounts, Jamie. Amanda's voice cracked. I had no idea you were paying for everything. I thought we were all contributing. Mom told me you made more money, so you contributed more, but that Jessica and I were helping too. You weren't. It was only me. I feel sick. Long pause. I saw the statements. It's all there. The numbers don't lie. Jessica doesn't believe me. She thinks you're manipulating the numbers somehow. But I saw them myself. And the birthdays, Jamie. I looked at my own Facebook. I was at the zoo with Chloe on Ethan's 7th birthday. Mom and Jessica were there too. We took pictures. I remember. I'm not coming to mediation. What? I can't support this. What Mom's doing, it's wrong. I'm not taking sides. I'm just out. But Jamie? She took a breath. I'm sorry. About the birthdays. About everything. Can I come to Ethan's next birthday? He'll be 8, right? You'd have to actually show up. I will. I promise. Her voice was fierce. I really promise. The call ended. I sat there, phone in hand, feeling something shift. One sister down. But Jessica was Mom's golden child. She'd never break ranks. Friday's mediation was less than 2 days away. I tried to sleep Wednesday night, but couldn't. Too many scenarios ran through my head. But one thing stayed constant. I wasn't backing down. Friday arrived cold and gray. I met Jennifer in the parking lot of Harmon and Associates at 1:45. My hands wouldn't stop shaking. She squeezed my shoulder. You've got this. Just let me do most of the talking. Mom pulled up in her Buick, Jessica in the passenger seat. No Amanda. They'd brought Bernard Harmon himself, a man in his 60s with silver hair and an expensive suit that screamed intimidation. Mom glared at Jessica as they walked past us. See? Amanda abandoned us too. Jamie poisoned her against us. Jessica shot me a look I couldn't read. Anger? Uncertainty? We all filed inside. The mediation room had a large round table, neutral beige walls, uncomfortable chairs. The mediator introduced herself. I'm Margaret Patterson. I've reviewed the preliminary documents from both parties. Let's begin with opening statements. Bernard spoke first, his voice smooth as oil. Mrs. Henderson is heartbroken. Her daughter has stolen family funds, locked her out of accounts meant for shared family use, and refused to support family activities. He opened a folder. The accounts in question were established for mutual benefit. Jamie Brooks unilaterally seized control and withdrew $12,000 without consent. Furthermore, she's made false accusations of neglect toward her son, attempting to manipulate family relationships. He looked directly at me. We're asking for the return of $12,000, restoration of account access, continued contribution to family expenses, and a written retraction of all abuse allegations. Jennifer's turn. Miss Brooks has been financially exploited by her family for years. She was the sole contributor to accounts meant for family emergencies, yet none of her son's needs were ever addressed. She slid a thick binder across the table. We have documentation showing systematic exclusion of her son from family events while she subsidized activities for other grandchildren. Transaction records, calendar invitations, and social media evidence are all included. Margaret started reviewing the documents. The room fell silent except for pages turning. Mom suddenly burst out. This is ridiculous. Jamie's always been dramatic. Those birthday invitations? They were just courtesy invites. She never really wanted us there. I couldn't stop myself. Courtesy invites? For 5 years? You know Madison and Harper had important events. You could have rescheduled. Rescheduled my son's birthday? Every single year? See? Mom gestured at me. This attitude. This is why we can't include you in family plans. You're always playing the victim. Margaret held up a hand. Let's stay focused. But Jessica spoke up. Jamie, you've always been jealous of my kids. You resent that Tom and I can afford to give them opportunities. The dance camp, the summer programs. You're mad we didn't pay for Ethan's activities. Jennifer pulled out highlighted transaction sheets. Miss Brooks paid for those programs. Through the family account she solely funded. Jessica's face went blank. No, I paid for Madison's dance camp. With what money? I withdrew it from the family account. Jessica's voice wavered. Mom said that's what it was for. Margaret leaned forward. Mrs. Henderson, did you tell Jessica the family account was for all grandchildren's expenses? Well, yes, but Jamie contributed more because she earns more. It's only fair. But her son never received any benefits? Ethan doesn't need as much. Mom's voice turned defensive. Jamie's doing fine financially. Jennifer jumped in. So it's not about need, it's about preference. The silence was deafening. Jessica picked up the transaction sheet, really looking at it for the first time. 24,500 for Madison, 18,200 for Harper. Her eyes moved to the deposit column. Jamie's deposits, 3,000 per month for 36 months. I watched her do the math in her head. $108,000. Mom, where did you think this money came from? Jessica's voice went quiet. All three of you were contributing. Your shares just look different based on income. Mom. Jessica's hands were shaking now. I never contributed. Not once. Show me one deposit I made. Bernard frantically flipped through papers. He couldn't find any. Jessica looked at me. Really looked at me. For the first time in years. You paid for my daughter's activities? And I didn't even come to Ethan's birthday? I nodded, not trusting my voice. Jessica stood abruptly. I need a minute. She left the room. Mom's face turned red. Don't let Jamie manipulate you like she did, Amanda. When Jessica came back 15 minutes later, something in her face had changed. She sat down heavily. Bernard tried to restart negotiations, but Jessica cut him off. I'm not good at apologies. She looked at me. I genuinely thought Mom was helping you out. She said you were struggling as a single mom, and the account was to pool resources. I've never asked her for a dime. I know that now. Jessica's voice cracked. I'm sorry. About the birthdays. I really did think you wanted small celebrations. Mom told me that every year. Margaret cleared her throat. Perhaps we can discuss a resolution. Bernard presented their revised offer. Mrs. Henderson agrees to close the shared accounts. Each party takes their remaining balance. No further obligations. And the 12,000 Jamie withdrew? Jennifer asked. Bernard glanced at Mom, who looked like she'd swallowed glass. Mrs. Henderson concedes those were Jamie's contributions. Margaret turned to me. Miss Brooks, does this satisfy your requirements? I thought about Ethan, about 5 years of disappointment, about the drawing on our fridge. I have one more condition. Jennifer looked surprised. We hadn't discussed this. I want a written acknowledgement. My voice didn't shake, that my son's birthday was skipped for 5 years. That he matters. I don't need an apology. I just need it acknowledged in writing. Mom slammed her hand on the table. Absolutely not. I stood up. Then we're done here. See you in court. Jessica grabbed Mom's arm. Mom, just write it. Jessica, write it. Jessica's voice was steel. It's the truth. This is about money, not some birthday party. It's not about money for her. It never was. Jessica looked at Mom hard. She wants you to see Ethan. When was the last time you saw him? Name the date. Mom couldn't answer. Write it, Mom. Or I'm walking out too. Margaret slid paper and pen across the table. Mom picked up the pen with a shaking hand and wrote, I acknowledge that I did not attend Ethan Brooks's birthday celebrations for 5 consecutive years, ages 3 through 7, and that this caused hurt to both Ethan and his mother, Jamie. She pushed it across the table without looking at me. Margaret drafted the final agreement. All shared accounts closed. Jamie keeps $12,000. Remaining vacation fund, $6,500, split between Carol and Jessica. Family emergency fund has 0 balance. No further financial obligations. Fraud report withdrawn. We all signed. Outside at 4:30, Jennifer hugged me. You did it. You won. Doesn't feel like winning. I watched Mom and Jessica get into the car without a word. That's because you wanted a family, not a settlement. I saw Jessica wave from the passenger window. Small, sad. I waved back. I drove home to Ethan, feeling victorious and empty at the same time. Saturday morning, Ethan and I were eating pancakes when the doorbell rang at 10 a.m. I opened it to find Amanda holding a wrapped present, her eyes red. I know his birthday was 2 weeks ago, but can I still give him this? I stepped aside, tears already forming. Come in. Ethan's face lit up. Aunt Amanda. He ran and hugged her. Amanda knelt down and hugged him back, then started crying. Ethan looked confused. Why are you sad? I'm not sad, buddy. I'm happy to see you. While Ethan tore into the Lego set, Amanda and I sat at the kitchen table. Scott thinks I should stay out of it. She twisted her coffee mug. Says it's between you and Mom, but he's wrong. I should have been there. For 5 years. She showed me her phone. A calendar event, Ethan's 8th birthday party, save the date. I'm coming. Chloe's coming. We'll be there. You don't have to. I want to. Amanda's voice was fierce. Monday at work, my phone rang. Unknown number. Hi, Jamie. This is Tom. Jessica's husband. Oh, hi. I need to tell you something. He sounded uncomfortable. I didn't know. Jessica never told me you were paying for the girls' activities. She said it was family money. Everyone chipped in. I feel terrible. You didn't know. That's not an excuse. Madison's dance camp alone was almost $900. If I'd known you were covering it, can I Venmo you? For what we used? You don't have to. I do. It's about what's right. Tuesday afternoon, my phone buzzed. Venmo notification. $5,000 from Tom Morrison. Note. For Madison and Harper's activities. Thank you for being generous when we were thoughtless. I stared at it for a long time. Texted back. This is too much. Tom, it's not enough. Thank you for caring about my girls even when we didn't show up for Ethan. Wednesday, Jessica texted. Can we get coffee? Just us. We met Thursday morning at Starbucks. Awkward silence while we waited for our drinks. Finally seated, Jessica spoke. Tom told me he paid you. I didn't ask him to. I know. I'm not good at being wrong. She attempted a smile. I've noticed. Mom's not speaking to me. Or Amanda. I'm sorry. Don't be. She needs to understand what she did. Jessica paused. I saw Ethan last Christmas. He showed me a drawing. Our family. Everyone was there, but he'd drawn himself and you separate. In the corner. Really small. I thought it was weird. Now I realize he was showing me the truth. What do you want, Jamie? From me? I want my kid to know his family. Even after everything? Especially after everything. Because he deserves cousins who love him. What about Mom? That's up to her. She won't apologize. I know. Can you live with that? I have to. For Ethan. Friday, 1 week after mediation, Jessica called. Mom's in the hospital. My stomach dropped. What happened? Panic attack. They thought it was her heart, but it's not. She's okay. She's been struggling. Jessica hesitated. Do you want to come? I arrived with flowers. Small gesture. Carol's room held Jessica and Amanda already. Mom looked small in the hospital bed. You didn't have to come. Mom's voice was barely audible. I know. The doctor says it's stress. I didn't respond. I suppose you think this is my fault. I think we all need to make better choices. Amanda left for coffee. Jessica took a call. Mom and I sat alone. I wasn't trying to hurt Ethan. Mom's voice cracked. But you did. The girls needed so much, and you seemed fine. I wasn't fine. Ethan was lonely. I was lonely. I lost your father 8 years ago. I've been trying to hold this family together. By excluding us? Mom started crying. I don't know how to fix this. I don't know either. I took a breath. But Ethan's birthday is in 350 days. What? You have 350 days to decide if you want to be his grandma. I'm not asking for an apology or money. I'm asking for one birthday party. 2 hours of your time. If you can do that, we can start over. If you can't, then we know where we stand. That's not fair. Nothing about this has been fair. But I'm giving you a choice. That's more than you gave me. I got up to leave. Jamie. Mom's voice stopped me. I turned. I'll think about it. That's all I'm asking. 2 weeks later, I threw a half-birthday celebration for Ethan. Just for fun. New memories. I invited Amanda and Chloe, Jessica and Tom and the girls. Not Mom. Everyone showed up. Ethan was radiant. This is the best party ever. Why? Because everyone came. He looked around at his cousins, his aunts and uncle, all laughing and eating cake. This is what winning looks like, I realized. That night, my phone buzzed. Mom, thank you for the photo Jessica sent. You're welcome. 350 days? 350 days. I'll be there. I didn't know if I believed it, but it was a start. 3 months after the half-birthday party, monthly coffee with Jessica became routine. Amanda brought Chloe over for playdates every other week. Mom sent occasional texts. Nothing deep. Just, how's Ethan? Tell him happy first day of school. I didn't push. I was waiting to see if she'd keep her word. 6 months later, Ethan asked about his 8th birthday. Can we have a big party this year, Mom? How big? Everyone. Madison, Harper, Chloe, Aunt Amanda, Aunt Jessica. He paused. Maybe Grandma? Maybe, buddy. We'll see. She doesn't like me very much, does she? She's learning to be a better grandma. Sometimes grown-ups need practice, too. 1 month before his birthday, I sent formal paper invitations. One to Mom's address. Jessica texted, Mom got the invite. She's nervous. I texted back, good, she should be. 2 weeks before the party, Mom called. First phone call in almost a year. I was wondering what Ethan likes these days, for his birthday. Why? I want to get him something he'll actually like. He's into dinosaurs and space. Still dinosaurs? He liked those when he was 4. You remember that? I remember more than you think. Pause. I'm coming to the party, Jamie. Okay. I mean it. I'll believe it when I see it. That's fair. The day before the party, I was hanging decorations in our backyard when the doorbell rang. Mom stood there holding a large, wrapped present. The party's tomorrow. I know. I came to help set up. Can I come in? We hung streamers in awkward silence. Finally, Mom spoke. I've been seeing a therapist. After the hospital, Jessica insisted. Oh? We talk about grief, control, fairness. After your father died, Jessica's family felt easier, more complete. Tom, the girls, this whole unit. Amanda had Scott and Chloe. You were alone with Ethan. I think I resented that. Resented what? That you did it alone. That you didn't need me. I did need you. We both did. I know that now. More silence. I can't give you back 5 years. No, you can't. But I can try to be better for the next 5, if you'll let me. Ethan asked me if you don't like him. Mom's face crumpled. Oh God. I told him you're learning to be a better grandma. What did he say? He said okay. Because that's who he is. Forgiving, sweet. Everything you've missed. If you show up tomorrow and break his heart again, we're done. Not fighting done. Just done. Do you understand? I understand. Okay then. Sunday at 2 p.m., our backyard filled with kids. Ethan, Madison, Harper, Chloe, school friends, adults everywhere. Jessica, Tom, Amanda, Scott, and Mom. Ethan opened Mom's gift. A huge dinosaur encyclopedia and a telescope. Whoa, Grandma, this is so cool. He ran and hugged her. Mom held him tight, tears streaming down her face. First real hug in years. At cake time, everyone sang. Ethan blew out 8 candles. I looked around. Everyone had shown up. Everyone. This is my best birthday ever, Ethan announced. Better than the half birthday? Jessica teased. Way better, because Grandma's here. After guests left, Mom helped clean up. Same time next year? She asked. Are you asking to be invited? I'm telling you I'll be here, invited or not. I smiled. Noted. And maybe Ethan could come over sometime, just him and me. We could go to the science museum. He'd like that. So would I. That night, tucking Ethan in, he asked, why didn't Grandma come before? Sometimes people make mistakes. It takes them time to fix them. But she fixed it now? She's trying to. That's good, he smiled. I love you, Mom. I love you too, baby. 1 week later, an envelope arrived. Mom's handwriting. Dear Jamie, I can't apologize enough for the years I stole from you and Ethan. After losing your father, I gravitated toward what felt safe and easy. Jessica's family was loud, demanding. Amanda's was close by. Yours was quiet, didn't ask for much. I took that as not needing me, when you were just being strong. I'm learning that strength shouldn't be punished with neglect. I've set up a college fund for Ethan. I'll contribute monthly. I've done the same for Madison, Harper, and Chloe, so it's fair. I've blocked off the second Sunday of every month. That's Ethan's day, just him and me. If that's okay, I can't give back what I took, but I can show up moving forward. Thank you for giving me another chance. Mom. I sat on the porch, reading it twice, thinking about 5 years of hurt, the fight for recognition, the mediation, the slow rebuilding, Ethan's smile at his party. I realized I hadn't just fought for money. I'd fought for my son to be seen, to be valued, to matter. People say blood is thicker than water, but the full quote is, The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. Family isn't just who you're born to, it's who shows up. For 5 years, I waited for them to choose us. The day I locked those accounts, I stopped waiting. I chose us. Standing up for yourself doesn't mean you're selfish. It means you know your worth. Teaching your child to accept less than they deserve is the real failure. A week later, Jessica sent a photo. Madison and Ethan at the Science Museum with Mom. Caption: Mom took both of them today. Said she's making up for lost time. I smiled. Not perfect, but better. Progress. I looked at the new drawing on our fridge. Ethan had made it last week. Our family. Bigger now. More people. Ethan and I still at the center, but surrounded by others. All connected. All there. I learned that protecting yourself isn't the same as pushing people away. Setting boundaries isn't cruel. It's necessary. Sometimes, the people who hurt you most can change if they choose to. But you can't make them choose. You can only choose for yourself. I chose my son. I chose our peace. I chose our worth. And that choice brought us more family than we'd lost. Not because they deserved another chance, but because we deserved to be loved the right way. Finally, after 8 years, we were. So here's my question for you. Have you ever had to stand up to family to protect yourself or someone you love? How did you find the courage to set those boundaries? Drop your story in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you handled it. If this story resonated with you, please hit that like button. It helps others who might need to hear this find it. Subscribe to this channel for more real-life stories about family, boundaries, and finding your strength. Share this with someone who might need the reminder that it's okay to choose yourself. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope it reminds you that you're worth fighting for, and so are the people you love. Your family should lift you up, not drain you dry. Remember that. Take care of yourselves out there, and I'll see you in the next one.